We watched some amazing movies this week. We're starting off with a banger year, the only good movie. We've got... Who the fuck picked this shit on Patreon? Mr. T on Patreon. Thank you for picking this movie. We love you. It's only $1 a month if anybody else watching this wants to subscribe to the Patreon and recommend a movie for us as well.
More on that Rocky, a little bit later.
Yeah, Rocky 2, the 1979 film. I guess I'll fucking give the synopsis of this film. So yeah, basically this is just following the events of Rocky, like just straight up. The fucking start of the movie is just the ending of Rocky. Yeah. And we just get to see him live his life, struggle with his money, kind of realize that he can't support his wife and his, coming kid without his boxing, because that's like the moneymaker. He can't find a job anywhere else. So he goes back and starts preparing to fight, what's his name? Apollo Creed, there we go. And he does! He fucking trains, his wife gives birth and then ends up supporting him in the end after not wanting to because he just wanted him to get hurt. And they go and fucking really just duke it out, and Rocky comes out on top in the end this time. He fucking takes it, he's the world champion, and the movie ends.
Yeah, he comes out on top and he takes it.
He really does take it.
Here's my haiku as based on Rocky 2. New fame and fortune, pitfalls for a simple man. Rocky's time to shine. I fucking love this movie, guys.
Tanner, can we make it so you can only do haikus if the title of the film rhymes with haiku?
No.
Okay.
That would be...
Haiku? Rocky 2?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think that applies to any of our movies this week, so...
Yeah, that's the idea.
Anyway, I love this movie. I think it's fantastic. I think it might even be a perfect movie.
It might just be the best Rocky movie ever made.
By far. That's a bad way to start the sentence. Ignore that. Rocky is like a perfect character, in my opinion. I just love this little scoundrel. I love all his little misadventures and dramas. I want to watch everything he ever does.
Okay, counterpoint though, Tanner. Like, I did like this movie. I enjoyed it. However, I'm not a big fan of like how fucking stupid they made Rocky in this movie. Like, I always interpreted him as, like, he's a simple man, but he's not, like this level of dumb where he can, like, barely read.
I interpreted him that way last movie.
Me too.
Well, I guess I just have higher hopes for Rocky than you guys.
Unfortunate.
Yeah, bro's a fucking dumbass.
Yeah, apparently he is.
Also, his wife... I'm going to be honest, his wife is not a great character in my eyes. She's pretty boring and dumb as well at best, which, I mean, I guess you have to be kind of dumb to fucking, marry Rocky. But,
she is very boring.
All right, well, come on, Jackson. I don't agree with that assessment of Adrian here. I enjoyed her a decent bit. However, like... her fucking 180 she does after having the kid, where she's like, go win, Rocky, after she was, like, against him fighting again. Mm-hmm. I'm not as big a fan of that. I feel like there should have been, like, something that happened. Like, I don't know, maybe she, like, wakes up after having the baby and she, like, hears Rocky talking about how, like, I can't fight, Mickey, I gotta be here with Adrian or whatever,
She's just way too much of a pushover, and it just makes her not a very exciting character for me.
I feel like what they were maybe going for is that they were like, oh, her being in that coma, had her really think about everything, and then that's when she realized she needed to let him fight or something. But,
Rocky 3 is all about what Adrian dreamed of in her coma.
Right, yeah. At best, it comes across like a completely unexpected 180, and at worst, it comes across where it almost came across to me where she's like, damn, this shit is gonna be expensive and we're kind of fucked. I guess he should fight. But yeah, I love this movie. I think it's way funnier than you expect it to be, especially with Rocky and just his interactions with sort of the business world and whatever, and all that horse shit. And I really like all of the human drama stuff. I think his whole deal where he's like, I don't really want this life anymore, both because my wife doesn't want me to get hurt, but also because, like, I want a respectable job, in an office or whatever, and then all the pitfalls he's running into trying to do that. And you just see throughout the whole movie, he's, like, earnestly trying to live, like, an honest life and, like, do something, but he does just kind of realize, I only have, like, the skills for fighting, and what does that mean for me and my future,
I'm excited to see what exactly does mean for his future as he fights Russia or some shit later.
Yeah, of course.
And like Mr. T, I think, is in the next movie. That's the main bad guy, I think.
Ooh.
Yeah, Mr.
Cool.
T is in Rocky 3.
Yeah. So I'm definitely excited to see what exactly goes down there. But in the meantime, speaking of fights, guys, I feel like the fight in this film was much more solid, you know? Because, like, you know, a big complaint, well, not really much of a complaint, because it wasn't about the fight. That's what you and Jackson didn't understand, Dylan. It wasn't about the fight, it was about Rocky. But the fight in this one, you know, it's definitely much more cinematic, I would say. Whereas the previous one kind of just felt like you were actually watching a boxing match on TV. This one is far more engaging, and I enjoyed that quite a lot. However, I kind of feel like they assassinated Apollo Creed's character in this film. Like, he's a fucking asshole. Like, he is just...
I think his pride was hurt.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, but at the same time, like... He's just so vicious. I don't like that very much.
I mean, he literally says, I don't care if I get seen as the villain, I just want to, like, win my honor back or whatever.
Yeah, but like,
imagine...
So, like, this is all still an act to him.
Yeah, like, just imagine you're the heavyweight champion of the world, and some no-life nobody in some random town in Pennsylvania wants to fight you, and then you don't technically,
some
like,
random
win.
town in Pennsylvania.
I don't remember where this was.
It's fucking
place.
Pittsburgh, dude. Come on.
I was gonna say Pittsburgh, but I felt like that was wrong.
No, it's not. It's Philadelphia. God
Whatever.
damn it, Dylan.
See, even you got it wrong. I did. What are you talking about?
I got
said
it wrong
Pennsylvania.
because your dumbassery fucking leaped
Shut up,
on
Tanner.
me.
I didn't ask you. I was saying Pennsylvania. You could have left it at that. Now you're stupid. This guy out of nowhere just wanted to fight him because he thought he was good at fighting.
That's not what happened.
Listen, dude.
Apollo challenged him.
Regardless, this guy.
What do you mean? That's what.
Irregardless, Tanner.
I'm done explaining
Regardless
this.
of
Let's
the
move
fact
on.
that my entire thing I'm saying is completely wrong.
All right, let's just move on then.
Okay. Jackson, what do you think of the movie?
I really like the character drama part. The fight was also definitely better choreographed. It didn't feel nearly as fake and dumb as the first movie, but also I said this after we watched the movie. I really don't like the fighting trope of a character who's just really resilient and they win because they just thug it out for long enough. I think that shit's really fucking stupid and it undermines the skill of the sport. Especially Apollo Creed was fucking annihilating this poor man. He was demolishing him. Fucking haymaker after haymaker straight to the fucking face. He deserved the win. Rocky just stood there and took it and he just had more stamina and I think that's stupid. I really don't like this trope at all.
Yeah, I've got bad news for every single Rocky fight we're gonna see then, Jackson.
Like, they made a big deal.
I mean, I'm not surprised.
They made a big deal in this movie about, like, Rocky, you need to train, you gotta chase the chicken, Rocky, you're gonna be lightning quick, you're gonna be like grease on lightning right here, Rocky. And in the actual fight itself, he's just fucking taking punches to the face.
Yeah,
he's
he
not
was just
dodging or
getting wailed on.
anything.
They even had that whole shtick of, like, you have to fucking switch your hand posture, and they said something about it in the middle of the fight, but I don't know if it actually really fucking changed anything.
No, it sounded like Rocky didn't want to do it during the fight. He's like,
Yeah.
I'm not doing any tricks, Mickey, I'm gonna fight for real.
I'm not gonna fucking trick him by being naturally left-handed.
Maybe that's more of a Rocky thing to do, but also I think the movie would have been better overall if he actually did, like, train that way and he caught Creed off guard and won the fight in a more natural way rather than just out-staminaing him.
Mm-hmm.
That shit's fucking stupid, and I really don't like that.
I will say, I agree with Jackson. I absolutely hate the fact that they focused so much of this movie on how much work, and, like, especially if you have a training montage. I get that's a Rocky thing to do, but, like, you dedicated so much, like, time dedication to training for, like, months on end, and then you show up to the fight, and it's just exactly the same as the fight in the first one, and yeah, like, Rocky's sitting here taking punches to the face, like, then I'm sitting here thinking, and during the fight, like, what the fuck was the rest of the training for? Like, he clearly didn't learn anything, and I don't think Apollo
Dylan,
is
we
that
saw
much better.
Creed training too.
Well, yeah, but, you know...
So, you know, they both raised themselves up, and so, relatively speaking, of course it's gonna be the same.
I don't know, in my mind, Apollo's pretty much already at the top of his game, so, like, when he's training, it's kind of just to either maintain, maybe get slightly better at what he's doing. Rocky, I felt like, had a much larger gap to cover, and I felt like that gap... Basically, what I'm trying to say is I feel like the gap between where he was at the end of last movie and the end of this movie wasn't very big. I felt like he got him right back to where he was before, and that training meant nothing.
He fights right-handed now.
Yeah. I can't wait for Rocky 5 when Rocky doesn't actually throw a punch at all and he's just tanking shots the entire film until like the opponent just like he can't keep going. He just falls
He
down.
passes out from fucking exhaustion.
Hey, sometimes
yeah.
the strat in actual boxing matches is you let the other person get tired and then you just fucking punch them out and that's how you win.
True.
Yeah, anyways, another complaint I have with this movie, and this is, I think, probably my biggest complaint, this was also something that was basically in Rocky 1 as well, but I just didn't really see it as much of a problem in this one. I think it's mostly just because I was more into this movie than the first, and it stood out more. But this movie really doesn't have, like, you could say it has, like, a full arc, but I really don't like that the fight ends, and that's just the end of the fucking movie, because they set up so much shit. Of like, you know, they're poor, they're desolate, they had all this like whatever. I don't think they're getting into debt necessarily, but you know, their financial situation sucks. They just had a fucking kid, all this stuff. I want to know the wife's doing okay. He wins the fight, and then they just cut the movie, and that's it. I don't get any actual like satisfying conclusion to fucking all of the drama they built up throughout the entire movie. Like, yeah, he won the fight. Congrats, awesome. Wait till Rocky 3 to actually finish the fucking story. I don't like that.
Yeah, I think
it's really dumb.
Unfortunately, this falls into one of those traps of this is a movie that they definitely were like had a sequel in mind before they finished it. So
yeah, and I think it's bad writing that they do something like that. There's better ways. Even if it was like a tiny 10-minute epilogue of just kind of showing a little bit of what happened post movie, I would have been fine with that. But them just doing nothing, just the fight is over and it's done. I'm not a fan of that at all. It's pretty irredeemable flaw.
The pushback I'm gonna give is that like this fight does make him now the world heavyweight champion, so it's safe to assume that his financial troubles are over for the time being.
Fair enough, but like also his injury, like he was getting fucking mauled in that fight, and they were having the whole drama of, you know, him not being able to see again or something. Is he even gonna be fine physically after this fight? There's just too many unanswered questions. Even if it's not that thing, there's also that doesn't address his like wife being like fully okay or not, because, you know, I'm assuming that she probably is because she was just sent out of the hospital and sent home. But like, you know, I'm still curious. The fucking baby, we don't know about the baby. They're born very prematurely. Lots of drama they set up that didn't get fully resolved.
I was very worried that they were gonna fucking kill Adrian. I was gonna be sad. I was gonna be like, how is Rocky gonna handle this sort of thing? He just finally started getting his life all together. I can't have Rocky all sad that
Rocky's
his fucking wife just died. Like, you know, I know we've been fairly negative about the film so far. However, I do want to reiterate again, I did enjoy this film. You know, Rocky has like a very unique atmosphere to it, I must say. As this very like, you know, there's something about it. It's just so motivational to watch this man go from rags to riches. I'm a big fan of it, you know.
Back to rags.
Yeah.
Are we all on the side that this one is better than the first?
I'd say so, yeah.
I think it's on kind of par, to be honest.
Okay. That's fine, Jackson, because we're the ones with the hot take, according to popular culture.
True. I did, again, I'm with Nico. I did enjoy this movie. I think it was entertaining. I like Rocky as a character. I liked all the drama stuff they did in the middle part of the movie. It was mostly just the latter half that started falling apart for me.
If you enjoyed it so much, Jackson, where are you going to be ranking it?
That's what we have to say about it, I guess. Yeah, no, I said I think it's about on par with the first movie, so I'm giving it the exact same ranking of B+.
Wow. Dylan, how about you, dude?
B+.
Whoa. That's shocking. Tanner?
I'm giving this one an S+.
Jesus
Whoa.
fucking Christ, there's no way.
What do you mean there's no way? The man liked Rocky.
Ignore my previous comment.
I love this fucking movie. Like I said, I think this is a perfect movie.
And I'm going to be giving it a comfortable A, I think. I like that ranking. An A for Rocky.
Racky.
And that puts Rocky 2 at an A.
Whoa.
Holy cow.
This is crazy.